So now we are going to the health minister. The health minister is in a very hot soup. So pressure mounts on health minister to resign following botched Sputnik V vaccine contract. Now the health minister, everybody, especially the minority in parliament, want him to resign. Let's go a little bit further into the story so that you're sure why they want him to resign. And especially the NDC, for no North America, no, many parliamentarians now parliament. So the NDC Professionals Forum in North America wants the health minister Kweku Agyeman-Manu to step aside for failing to follow due process in the botched procurement of the Sputnik V vaccine through middlemen. Now, when the health minister was questioned, when he went for vetting and he was questioned about this particular one, the fact that he did not sought advice or he did not have a consensus with the minority or with parliament before going for this vaccine, what he said is that he wanted, everything he did was for the good of the country. Now, according to the minority, this is not his personal thing. And you're in an only hospital, and it's not about his personal care, it's about Ghanaians. And everything that has to do with Ghanaians, has to be sit down and, and discussed properly with both minority and majority so that they'll come to a consensus. One person cannot take a decision for all Ghanaians. Now let's go further into the contract now on a middleman. So there was a contract between the health ministry or Mr. Agyeman-Manu and a middleman who has supposedly taken some money. But during the vetting, he was asked, our health minister was asked if he has actually paid some money to this middleman, and he was like, no, as a mintu escabia, but some revelations has come out saying that he actually paid them some money. So under the said contract, Ghana was to receive 3.4 million doses of Sputnik V vaccine at a unit cost of $19 instead of the ex-factory price of $10 per dose dollars. That's $10 per dose. The issue first came to light when Norwegian news outlet Verdensgang reported that Ghana had requested to purchase the doses of the Sputnik V vaccine through two businessmen who are selling it to Ghana at $19 per dose instead of the $10 per dose on international market. The initial price quoted for the vaccine was $25 US dollars, but it was negotiated downwards to $19 US according to the Ghana Health Service. Let's check out the video from some of the things that Mr. Agyeman-Manu said with regards to these vaccines and seminal. Let's check out some videos on this.
That 15,000, the Sputnik V is, developed such that you have a different vaccine for the first dose and a slightly varied one for the second dose. So they brought us 10,000 first dose and 5,000 second dose. So when it was becoming imminent that they couldn't supply, we insisted that we couldn't get them take the vaccines back. So they should bring us a complement of the 5,000 first dose that is left. And that is how come we got it that way. So they eventually brought us the second supply of 5,000 doses, which actually made it first dose 10,000, second dose 10,000, as a complement to be able to utilize these vaccines.
To Exhibit 8, is that the letter dated yesterday, 14th July 2021?
Yes, please.
And can you read aloud the content of the Exhibit 8?
I read to you in reference to the vaccine supply agreement dated 9th March for the supply of the Sputnik vaccine in order to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic. As you are aware that we have already expedited the first delivery of Sputnik vaccines by supplying 20,000 doses to Ghana. However, since then, we have endured a series of challenges due to the late delivery of vaccine and limited availability of stock for both component 1 and 2. The shortage of supply of vaccines is a global issue, and the challenge being faced major vaccine suppliers. Furthermore, we are working in collaboration with our partners and are continuously deploying our best efforts to resolve the continuity of supplies for Ghana. In the interim, If the government wishes to source the vaccine from some other supplier until this issue is resolved, we are ready to cooperate with the government to meet the country's requirement. Given our cordial relationship with the government, we wish to terminate the vaccine supply agreement. We hope that when the supplies are restored, we will be able to re-engage on new terms and follow the due process for that purpose. We look forward to continuing working closely with the government to further enhance the bilateral ties existing between our two brotherly countries.
This company that demonstrated proof by making available some doses is simply saying it is unable to supply. And as we speak, per this letter, there is no contract.
The implication, that is so. They are not just terminating yesterday. After we have signed the contract, they gave us 2 weeks to supply the first 300,000 we ordered, based on our ability to give them letters of credit as part of the terms of the agreement. Our letters of credit delayed, and it got to them sometime. Then they came back after they have confirmed that they had run out of stocks.
I want to beg and move an amendment to this motion, the report of the committee, to include on paragraph 12.4, now have paragraph 12.5, to include that the minister, and I add, Mr. Speaker, adding this paragraph, that the minister, not having lived up to his oath of office, he is not fit to occupy the office of the Minister of State and must therefore be removed from office henceforth, failing which this House must pass a vote of censure on the minister. Mr. Speaker, I so move, and we on this side of this House are voting. We are calling for vote of no confidence on this minister. He does not fit to occupy this office, having betrayed the trust that the people of this country has mandated him with, having broken the constitution of our country, having broken the laws of our country. The Minister of Health does not fit to occupy this office. I therefore move for this amendment, and Mr. Speaker, in line with our Order 78D and 83, I beg that you put the question on this for it to be part of the report of this committee. I so move. The underlying reason for the decision of the minister was well founded. To the extent that, Mr. Speaker, that decision was to save lives, we must commend him. But to the extent that he erred in not seeking parliamentary approval prior to signing the contract, Mr. Speaker, the minister would have to take note of it so that in future such a thing does not reoccur. Mr. Speaker, we are all here to be fair to this report. Mr. Speaker, to look at the facts and be led by the facts and not to allow extraneous matters to misjudge the matter or to misguide us.
Okay, so that's that for you, NT. Our health minister is in a big trouble. Now, they even want him to, the minority in parliament want him to resign. They want him to step down because they think that he is not trustworthy. They believe that he has actually lied to Ghanaians. Now to our next story for the day.
Audio Jungle.